Okay, so I'm talking about replaying stuff in Fiddler from our customers. So I did a bit of a write-up yesterday on how to set it up and how to use it. Basically what we're talking about is customers have got like an exception or a performance problem in their browser. And at the moment, we can either try and replicate it manually. You know, we can get them to record something, but we can't actually see anything. Stack trace doesn't let us set a breakpoint and step in and stuff like that. So when I first started doing support here, I saw that we asked them for a Fiddler Cap and a screen to GIF. And I just assumed that we were using the Fiddler Cap to replay everything locally. I don't know if some people do that, but I think a lot of us might just be using it to have a look at the responses. But I assumed it was so that we could replay it. So I figured out how to do it. And then in our team meeting, someone said, maybe you should tell other people how to do that too. So there's a little bit of setup you've got to do first. And that's all around cause, because they're going to be saying the requests will be coming back with origin headers that are different to the server that you're running Octopus on locally. So that looks horrible, doesn't it? The rules in Fiddler all live. It's like a big, I think it's, C#. It's a big script that it runs on when stuff happens. I honestly don't know that much about it. I just know that I found a gist that said, if you do this, it works. Basically, there's a bit of code down here where it says, if you've turned on this force cause option and they've got an origin in the header, then rewrite a whole bunch of headers with Octopus stuff so that everything's happy. So there's instructions in that Confluence Wiki article on how to do that. Once you've done that, then you can turn that force cause thing on and off with this extra menu option that actually gets populated by that script. So just to prove that I'm not cheating, this is my local Octopus server. I've got the Windows service running and there's the data. I'm going to stop that service completely so we can see that I'm not cheating in any way.
Don't trust you.
So this, but you can use 8065 rather than the proxy built NPM portal, but I found this one is a little bit more tolerant of some of the cookies that we use for security. Anyway, I've got a Windows VM here. Apologies for the resolution, but it works okay in here. So I started up Fiddler Cap, which is all in the instructions that we give to our customers. Where is it? So there's already a doc on our website where we ask instructions on how customers can get data to us. I basically downloaded Fiddler Cap. I've run that, and so I'm ticking the decrypt HTTPS traffic box because I wanted to prove that that works, and I'm going to use master at Octopus HQ. Before they start, they're going to clear their cache and their cookies, and I'm also going to clear my capture. So they'll hit. I'm just going to grab that URL. Yep. Now I can't see because that thing appeared. I'm going to hit Start Capture, and Fiddler Cap will open up the browser and give you a little welcome page. I'll put in that URL, and it's going to ask me, oh, it's not going to ask me to log in, which is nice. And here's the dashboard. And so you've got to keep in mind that we're recording their steps. So anything they do, you can do, but anything they don't do and therefore record, you can't do either locally. So I'm going to go into this project, say go to this release, expand that, and we've pulled down logs and everything like that. That's all working pretty sweet. I'll close that and hit Stop Capture. And I'll just save that to my desktop here. And so the customer has recorded this file and they are going to send it to you via whatever method. Here's your Fiddler Cap. How do I replay this? So you open up Fiddler, which I've already got open. I'm going to turn off capturing and clear the session. So the first step is to import that file that you grabbed from the customer, and that's, oh, sorry, you go to the autoresponder tab, and if I miss anything, there's steps in that document on Confluence. You go to autoresponder, import that SAZ file, and you'll get a bunch of rules that have been created for you based on whatever was in that session. You then right click and export all of those, and I'm just going to call it demo and save it. This is the only really painful thing because I couldn't find any option in Fiddler to automatically rewrite the host name of the stuff that's going to go to and back. You'll see the rules are all set up to only respond if it's matching master.octopus HQ. So I'm going to open that FARX file, just with code or whatever. Find one of, actually I want to get the API ones. Yeah, so I'm going to grab that much of the URL and I'll do a find and replace and replace that with localhost 8065. And I'll save that. Then I go back into Fiddler. I'm going to select all and remove those and then import that FARX file with the updated destinations. And you see now this is going to auto-respond with localhost 8065. And then I hit capture. I click that little box down the bottom there, which turns on the interception logic. Also make sure enable rules and unmatched requests pass through is turned on, although technically that's not going to work really well, but it's trying to give you a better experience than nothing at all. I go to my Octopus server and refresh, and if it all worked, there is the master Octopus HQ server. You notice that some things won't work. If I go to that link there, it's all working. If I go and do something else, like a project that the customer did not open, you're going to have a bad time. But you know, you can actually, for some things, you can start your local Octopus server and then it's going to run side by side. Anything that the customer didn't record, it's then going to go to your computer for. So it's going to fail, but it'll fail differently. In this case, it'll just say that the project doesn't exist or whatever. And that's pretty much it. I found that useful because one of our customers had a performance issue where loading a project dashboard took about 25 seconds. And it was really nice because I could see exactly what they're doing. And I could even, because I'm running on port 5000, I can set breakpoints in our code and completely debug the whole process without having to ask them for a full database and all of the privacy and confidentiality issues that go with that. That's about it.
Cool. That's good. I've been debugging those in my head, so that's much nicer.
If you turn off capturing, then everything just goes back to going directly to your normal service. So now I've got my local one back. Yeah. Any questions?
That's a really cool iteration on that whole privacy conversation we had about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Thanks, Jade.
No problem.
Very cool.